Powerhouse. Welcome to the Three Body Narrative podcast. We are your hosts, Pradyum, Aaron, and Naeem, and we are here to discuss everything pop culture, TV shows, movies, and games. And for today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Coolie. Yep, not Coolie number one, not Coolie number two, it's just Coolie. And what is the movie all about before we get to our review? Well, the movie is about a mysterious boarding house owner, Deva, who sets out to uncover the truth behind his friend's suspicious death, pulling him into a deadly conflict with a powerful crime syndicate and a dangerous invention they're using for illicit purposes. Well, that sounds simple enough. So, who wants to go first with the ratings?
I don't know about what, but I think it's my turn. So,
Okay.
But yeah, I think in terms of stuff we watched, I think this was kind of a mixed bag in terms of, I think there were some good performances in terms of acting in the movie, and plot wise, I guess you kind of expect a lot of twists and turns in this, and then a whole lot of, the lack of a better word, garbage throughout. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I still think I'd rate it as one of the better movies, so I'll be generous and give it a 3, I think, this time. So yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's hilarious. I am gonna give this a 2.5. I think I'm gonna sit on the fence on this bit. I think there were issues in terms of pacing where I had to watch this movie in parts, but just because of the length of the movie. But there were points where I kind of was thrown away by what happens, and I really liked that bit. So that the positives were, I loved the twists that were happening, and some of the villain arcs or some of the villainous roles I quite enjoyed. Okay, more than actually the hero side. There were obviously negatives. I mean, some of the songs were cringy as hell. Okay, which I guess when you're kind of bringing this sort of Gen Z vibe to the movie industry, there is a lot of, like, I think there's now a huge, how do I call it, movement towards sort of Indian rap, and that's what we kind of got in this. But it was still cringy at times, and yeah, there were a couple of acting performances which were a bit iffy, especially from the good side of the good half of the cast. But overall, yeah, I think it was okay. I mean, one of the usual Tamil blockbuster films. So I don't think I was expecting anything worse. I think the only good thing about it was the fact that I got thrown out, or not thrown out. Well, I was thrown off. Yeah, I was thrown off by a lot of those plot twists, which is a good surprise.
Okay, I think, yeah, I had a good time with this movie in the sense that it was entertaining for the most part. So, but the story, I feel, is, for the lack of a better word, overpopulated. And like, I don't know how to say it. There's just too many things thrown in together in the mix there, and some bits of it were like really damn good. So because of that, I would rate this, I think, a 2.5 out of 5. That said, like, it's like a bang on entertaining movie for me, like, in the sense that I did not feel bored at any point. I personally didn't find pacing to be an issue in this, even though it was quite a long movie. But there is a significant, so again, like, I usually tend to do this with comparisons, and I think the first thing that kind of came into my mind in terms of how the movie was shaping up was like, you've watched Death Note, right? So they've got like two significant parts of Death Note. Got the first 20 episodes, and then the remainder of the series. And the first 20 episodes are like bang on. You're like at the edge of your seat. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's coming up next, and you're loving that ride. And post that, there's like a significant drop off, and that's exactly what I kind of felt with this. Like, for the most part, the mystery initially about the death of the friend, about what the entire relationship is like with the friend, like what kept them away and things like that. All of that was like it really gripped me. Then at certain point, it just got a little too much, and then I felt like there was a drop off in terms of, again, like no doubt about the performance of the lead character for sure, and even the villain. Like there are multiple, but like that one that is there.
even,
Right,
even a small cameo becomes a villain. It's like
yeah.
everyone was.
Yeah, so again, like all of that put together, very entertaining. But if I were to sum it up, it felt very much like Death Note, where the first half was like intense, really gripping, and very good to follow. The second half of it is where I saw the drop off, and I just at that point felt like I have to see this through. Like I have to watch this to the end to know what exactly is happening, and that was the only reason to kind of carry on. And I genuinely liked Rajnikant's performance as the
In
lead
this?
character. Yeah,
Okay.
like I personally did, but again, I think I enjoyed a lot more of the villain, the undercover.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Before we get to that, now, I'm guessing that's the end of your rating.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So you mentioned the two halves, and that was the same feeling that I also had. I think I had to watch it because I think the first probably an hour or so, that was pretty gripping enough for me to like, and I only have time in the evening, so I want to say like the reason I had to break it up is because I was like, I need to give this full attention, and I was feeling a bit tired. So I was like, that's the only reason. But you're right. I think like watching the first half and talking about these two halves, where for you does that break happen? That it transitions from being this really gripping tale to kind of maybe slowly
Problem is, like, I watched this movie early last week, and it's hard to kind of figure out exactly where it happened. But I know that it was a complete, like, there was this mystery building up, and like it was turning out to be something like I felt like, okay, this is gonna be like something really good, and then boom, I just felt like, oh no, now what is this about?
For me, it kind of it was the part where they show Coolie, or they show Deva, or the villain shows Deva the fact that it was the guy who punches him in the video and kills his friend, the guy who he saves, right? The undercover cop.
Yeah. Yes.
I think
yes,
that's the point. You're like the powerhouse. That's essentially the crux, right? When he mentions powerhouse, and it completely changed.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, because I was like, I like the fact that he whispered something into his ears and things like that. Like, but you don't know what it is, and then it amounts up to powerhouse, and what's even worse is what powerhouse actually is. So, so I think that definitely was the turning point for me as well. Yeah.
But right, I think I like the fact that obviously you get to see now for you, who would be the greater villain? Is it the crime syndicate boss? And by the way, the like cameos are pretty well known across this movie. They managed to get quite a few.
So I myself don't watch too many I've not watched too many South Indian films.
Yeah.
So I'm not, but the fact that I kind of recognize Nagarjuna immediately, like I was like, oh, he's there in the movie as well, kind of a thing. And even the guy later who's part of and he stays in that one room you're not supposed to make sound in front of, Upendra, I think, right?
Yeah. So that's what they did. The Kannada, they did the Telugu, they did the Tamil. And I mean, Malayalam, if you watch Malayalam movies, I think Shobhan is a very, well-known actor. He does a lot of the normal grounded stuff, and it's nice to kind of...
would be
the undercover cop who is the other villain.
Okay. My God, I really loved his acting. I don't know
so good.
He was so good in this
Yeah.
role for me. Like, personally, I really enjoyed that role.
He gave me vibes of someone who I could not predict, and that's what I love in my villain. Like someone who just randomly would wake up one day and just be like, okay, today I feel like killing someone, and let me just go beat the shit out of people. But
I had
he
the
is
same feeling as well, but more so for his wife than him, because genuinely I didn't know what was happening in there. Like that twist to me was bigger than the actual like the twist with the cop in itself. Um, and I don't know, it was funny also. It's like a mixed bag altogether.
Yeah. No, so I think you're right. So that was there, and of course you got the big star from Bollywood as well, who makes a cameo towards the end.
A very unnecessary one though. Like I couldn't understand why exactly that was required.
Honestly, I think this is something that's happened in even recent. I remember Rajnikant's last one, also Jailer, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was Jackie Shroff, there was like someone from the Telugu industry, there was someone from the Kannada industry. It's like, let's just bring sort of Avengers of acting and bring them. But I feel like this was maybe to set up Coolie number 2 or whatever. So, but honestly, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
In the box office?
I
is it a hit?
Yeah, I think it was the highest grossing Tamil movie of this year, maybe. So it's the highest grossing Tamil film of 2025 and the fourth highest grossing film of 2025 and the fourth highest.
Is it the only movie that came out this year?
Yeah. And the fourth highest grossing Tamil film of all time. So, I mean, I guess it would make sense.
Okay, so explain this to me, right? Like, how does this exactly work in terms of
people having go to the cinemas and watch?
No. Like having Rajnikant in there, right? Like, I mean, if you see Rajnikant in real life, or at least every time I've seen him, it's so different in terms of what you see on the screen. So how much of that? So is it like CGI? Is it like a body double? What exactly is happening?
It's him. I'm guessing it's all prosthetics and makeup. I don't think it's CGI per se, but it is a wig. It is,
Yeah, that's the only way that head becomes that shape.
I think the only thing is the flashbacks. I think that might be CGI because they basically took a very 80s Rajnikant and brought him into life into those flashbacks, which are hilarious. Like I've seen some of those old ones. I mean, that was awesome to kind of. I think right now it's almost like how it works is that he's obviously got this godlike status in Tamil Nadu and the Tamil Nadu film industry, and I think people don't want to see him as his current self.
Yeah.
So they refuse to believe that he can age, and that's essentially. And the fact that they've just given him, I think this was the second time in his career where they've given him a sort of a grey beard or so of sorts to show that he's at least aged somewhat. But it is in a way that he has to play the larger than life character, the one that doesn't, always does.
Which is fine. So one thing is like leaving out the 80s scenes. I think they did a pretty good job in terms of making me believe that he is of that age kind of a thing. Like it does not feel too out there or sorts. It's like, my God, why is it so lagging behind?
Were you watching the dance steps?
Oh, but that's never changed. But honestly, that's never changed.
Yeah,
I think that honestly, if you've seen this thing, very few can actually dance. And you see, I think was it Vijay, who's the other big Tamil. Oh my God, it's even worse. So
in my defense, Aaron, I said I haven't watched too many South movies, so I don't know how he was in terms of dancing before as well. I think I've seen him in a couple of Hindi movies.
Yeah,
but I don't think the dance performance
that doesn't categorize as a dance.
Yeah, it doesn't. And so I was okay with that. Of course, you have to limit how much you can actually do. And even when you see his fighting moves and all, it's now a lot more methodical, I suppose. Like it's not grand. It's very like I will stay in one place and my movements will be minimal.
See, Aaron is used to this happening with me, so he's like, he's able to keep a straighter face when I kind of come up with such things. But
Yeah.
when you do it, he just can't hold himself back.
But no, but if you someone who's probably seen him earlier on, and you know the kind of memes that we used to when we growing up, we used to do all the cool stuff, thinking, "Oh, Rajnikant used to do this." I think right
Cool.
now, yeah. I mean, what was it? It was like shooting
I didn't, but I have had cousins who did the flip of the
the
what is that
scarf
thing?
thing. Yeah,
The scarf thing, yeah, that. And there was the other thing which like
the
has both
glasses is
the
one.
glasses and
Yeah,
like
the
I think
BDM.
it's a secret or whatever,
Yeah.
but they used to do the lollipop or whatever, and it kind of
Oh,
like,
it could have been. Yeah, I think it must have been. But that, or even the one where he, you know, people used to say like he jumps and he shoots and it hits the bullet, breaks into half, and he kind of kills the people behind him. All of that stuff. I think right now it's for what we saw, and we still saw. I mean, like if you recall that scene in the hostel, in the girls' hostel, right? Movements are very limited, but minimum effort, maximum outcome, satisfaction, I suppose.
are you doing like intentionally saying certain words, or what's happening with you?
I realizing satisfaction and saying girls hostel is not the greatest of combinations, but and that too for Rajnikant. But no, I just meant that it was that scene, right? It was the girls hostel, right, where
By the way,
the
there was
villains
this
come.
one scene, like I don't know, like when I saw that scene, I was kind of like surprised as to like that would still be in the movie, in the sense that there is that fight sequence happening in the girls' hostel, right?
Yeah,
Where all the girls are like he's in the center, and then one of the other girls is kind of pulled in and kind of kicks the one of the villains.
yeah.
She doesn't mean to, but she's kind of.
Well,
Did you
yeah.
see
I
that scene?
mean,
Did
yeah.
that scene
I
feel
did
off?
see. I mean, in what way off? Like you just randomly brought a girl into the fight scene.
No, in the sense that how you got to girl to kick was quite
Oh,
alarming.
oh,
No,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
how.
No. I was just thinking pulling the girl into into the fight, but no. No. Yeah, I understand the way that was done. Yeah,
That whole
fair.
kick happened,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That put me off. Like I did not. I honestly did not expect that kind of a thing, and I was, wow, okay.
But okay, we're talking about the different twists, and did all of them land according to you? For me, like the undercover cop was a good twist first, where the guy was an undercover cop, right? And that's how Nagarjun basically what's his name?
Nagarjuna.
Nagarjuna basically hits Simon. Let's just call him Simon. Simon hits him, right, and knocks him out, kills him apparently. But
And
turns
then
out that
thriller
he was alive. Yeah. That was a pretty cool this thing. Then turns out that he was actually a bad guy and did in fact kill Deva's friend. And then on top of that, I mean, also Deva's friend, very famous actor. To add to that, you watched Bahubali at least, no?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so he's Katappa essentially.
That's why I was like, why does this face look so familiar? Now I know. Kattappa ko kisne mara? We got the answer.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Well,
so
Bahubali ne nahi mara, but yeah, like No, sorry. Kattappa ne Bahubali ko kyun mara? So now it's like we know who killed Kattappa for killing Bahubali.
No, wrong. Stop this. This is a worse twist than the one that they were himself doing.
He killed him because he killed Bahubali. That was the reasoning there.
You're talking about that. That's the revenge story. Yes. That's the revenge backstory. Okay.
That's why he hit the heart, right? तूने मेरा दिल तोड़ा, मैं तेरा दिल तोड़ूंगा.
Wow. Okay. Perfect. So that was a good twist for me. Of course, the wife thing was totally out of the blue. Loved that twist. That was there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, for me, that was the most ultimate twist. Not like finding out that she's the wife. That was one part of it. The second part of it was like a bigger twist when she squeezes the life out of that kid. It's like, how dumb are you, bro? Like, literally, like I mean, I can't even fault him. Poor guy was in love and probably thought she wanted forgiveness and stuff. But in that moment, I was like, geez, man, like, I think.
Yeah, and obviously, the other twist being that he doesn't survive. The son does not survive, which I didn't see that coming, where he basically just stabs him in the heart there. What are the other twists? The other twist being that Amir Khan's family runs the port, right? And they were there during that entire 80s sequence as kids.
Yeah.
So for me, I think all the twists kind of landed, which was one of the positives for me from this movie. I think if I didn't see most of it come about, and I think all of that made sense, if that makes sense.
Make that twist of the daughter make sense to me.
You mean
did he not know he had a child?
Yes, I don't know about that. That's what I was like. How?
Or is it like left to be explored in Coolie too? Because that was the only thing that I was completely lost on. I was like, so she is his daughter. He didn't know about it. Now he knows about it, and
now she doesn't know about it, right?
That is clear, right? Like that she doesn't know about it now.
Yeah.
But was she supposed to be like? Was it just in the sense that if you're in trouble, just call out to him and this Coolie will come and save you, kind of a thing, or is it like, no, she's actually his child, and he didn't know about it because he traveled or whatever to that. Where is it that they go? That 100 people are taken as refugee or whatever, and mid-sea or something they're killed off. I don't remember where they were being taken.
I don't remember that either.
What happens, right? Xavier.
But it is, but it is his daughter. I don't think it's just a thing of call up this number and you will listen. I think there is that genuine thing that it is his daughter. He doesn't know about it. Yeah, biological daughter. Yeah, and he doesn't know about, or he didn't know about it because his wife at that point of time maybe got pregnant before he left. I have no clue, but that felt a bit odd. And also, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Shruti Hassan's acting as well. It just felt quite robotic. I didn't get the feeling that she really felt sad when her father passed away. I think nor did she. I don't know. It just felt. I didn't feel like much emotion coming out from her, and she was probably the weakest link out of the entire performances for this movie. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I guess that's down to the character that was written for her, perhaps.
But the character the character did have things to do. Like she was also partly responsible for that electrocution chair. She knew about that. She did have that whole thing where she was taken hostage by the villain, but everything, it just felt very like, even when she escaped from the villain and then she tied his hand up and she wanted to slap, like this.
Yeah, it did not feel genuine enough in the sense that Yes, okay, yeah, completely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, the character, the way the character written in itself seemed like probably not spent too much time. It's just like someone in distress to be saved or
But
whatever, and
she
there
had
was not
quite,
too much.
but she had quite a big role in this.
Yeah, she had quite a significant role, and I think if you see the range of emotion that the character had, she could have done more. But I mean, I haven't watched any other movies of her to know whether it's just down to her or the character. But yeah, I felt like even in the scenes where she was supposedly like pissed off with Rajini's character, I mean, it wasn't the most convincing. I mean, except for probably a little bit of an elevated volume, I don't think there was much in the tone to kind of convince me that there was some actual rage there or dislike to the character. But yeah, again, I haven't watched a lot of her to kind of point my finger as to what it could have been.
Yeah, so that to me was from the point of how the character is written, in the sense that the only reason why she's angry with Rajni's character is because her father told her to be angry. And that's the only genuine, there's no actual genuine reasoning as to why she hates the character, right? Rajni's
Yeah,
character.
I'm trying to think as well as to what was, so obviously she was pissed off when he arrived at the funeral itself, and I thought that was
Look,
going. Sorry, what?
yeah, and you thought that leads to something else, like there is
Yeah, so
some.
I thought there was going to be some genuine reason as to why that was, and that for me seemed very. What was the reason? I know maybe where he walked out on his wife, or I don't understand, because he and Satyaraj's character, whatever, were brothers, or like brothers that way, right?
Mm.
Brother-in-laws.
He is the brother-in-law of Satyaraj is the this one, right?
Yeah, Katappa's
Rahul,
character.
the Katapaka. Yeah. Yeah. So he was
I need to see what those names
Satyaraj's
are.
sister in this movie was Rajnikant's wife, right?
Rajshekhar or something, no, was his name?
Rajshekhar, yes. Rajshekhar, and Dayal is the other villain's name. The cop.
Undercover.
Yeah. So we should kind of call them by that, because at times I just remember the actors' names like that guy's character. No, but I agree. I think that for me was a bit of a low point. Of that side of the story, I was not too focused on. I really liked the crime syndicate and the kind of shit that was going on, because everybody just wanted to backstab everyone else, right? Even when they discovered that Dayal was alive, right, and he climbed out of the grave, he called up the guy and he's like, no, keep him alive, whereas Simon's like, kill him right now. And so there's like backstabbing even within this thing, and I love that bit. Like it's crazy how syndicate, because I guess it's also true, right? There are personal reasons that happen. Like I'm guessing, I don't know the mob well enough, but I'm guessing I watched enough movies to know that this is a very common thing to happen, that each one's kind of out for themselves and has a personal reason for things to be the way. Yeah, agenda. So I didn't mind that. I loved the entire that side of the arc, except for maybe the end bit where the fighting was, I mean, two very old people fighting against each other. So
there were very unrealistic things in this movie. The most unrealistic thing was that whole thing of once she escapes, considering the gap is how he manages to catch up to her, but that's a different thing altogether. But it's the fact that he is able to chase her down in that train with, like, I don't know how many people in there, and he's able to kind of try and get a hand on her and all of that stuff, and only later people are like, it goes on for quite some time.
But that's a pretty comic scene where he's on the bike and he looks at her, and they also are like eating food, and they also look at him and they're like, oh shit, now we should leave.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That scene was very unrealistic for me, in the sense that he's gone for a really long time, and he's literally going on the road and just like looking. First of all, how do you know which road to be on, bro? Like,
There's only
it's so crazy.
one main road. There's only one
One
main road
way
from
out
there.
out of town and into that other city. So yeah, chances are the probability is quite high that she's on this one road. And on top of that, with all the cars there, he doesn't even know which car to look for. By the way, he just knows that I should be looking for a car, and it will be like somewhere around here or something. So he knows where to slow down as well. It's like oh. Because
Yeah.
if you think about it, and he's like bolting to kind of, he should be going at a real quick speed to kind of try and figure out where it is. Even after that, like so many things were very unrealistic in the sense that they know the guy is on a bike and chasing them. They have a freaking car. Okay, I can somewhat be okay with the fact that the bike is probably faster than the car, but I cannot fathom the fact that not for a second do they think like, let me just ram into him and be done with it, kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
So just very unrealistic in certain cases, and more so than anything else, the whole concept of the entire mob, like the crowd being there and still being one person still being able to like chase down a girl and stuff, like the India I know, I don't
Yeah.
think that happens.
And the fact that I
Especially-
think the wife is also in the same train.
That is like she's undercover, no? She's gone
Undercover.
undercover.
Yeah. But I like the fact that there's, again, like talking about this betrayal. So Dayal obviously kidnaps Simon's son, kills him, but thinks like, yeah, Simon's not going to do anything great. This guy's a fucking mob syndicate boss. He's like, nah, man, I'm pretty sure I'm good here. And his wife gets the craziest of treatments from Simon
But
later
I
on.
like the fact that Simon actually figures out who killed his son rather
Hmm.
than him being played. Because then I would be like, my God, who made this guy the Don? Like the main guy or the kingpin or whatever it is. Like everyone is just duping him and getting one over him. So that sequence was really good for me. Like the fact that he already knew things like that, and also the fact that he knew, like he didn't know who Deva was from back in the day, but the fact that he was Rajshekar's friend or whatever, but he decided to keep him in so that he could keep a close eye on him. All of that I really liked, which is
Yeah, I can forgive that. I mean, it's been years, right, since that 80s scene or whatever happened. So I can
yeah.
understand why someone like you obviously have that even in real life. You see someone like, oh, you seem very familiar or you look familiar, but obviously it's been ages since you've met that person. So
It just
I can,
happened, no? Tappa.
yeah, yeah, okay, sure, okay, yeah. So I can understand that way, and that's believable. And I like the realization at the end when he talks to him about who he exactly was and what he did to his father, and the fact that he was the cause of his father's death in a way. But
Yeah.
talking about the most unrealistic things, that watch chain that he created.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, like, kudos to whoever thought about that idea.
Is all gold plated, right? Everything seemed gold plated to me in that.
Sure.
Like, I don't know if there was any silver in there whatsoever, but nonetheless, like the fact that he could chain up so many
In that time span.
that time span, like I was like, how many? Like he definitely is. They don't say it, but he's Coolie number one, bro. Like he's able to do a lot of work in no time.
We do have to talk about Powerhouse, though, the key word in this. And I was very disappointed that that was what it was. I think you mentioned it in your rating, but when he did whisper into Dayal's ear, Rajshekhar whispered into Dayal's ear something, I thought it was going to be a lot more intricate, a lot more complicated, a lot more intriguing. But the fact that he said Powerhouse, I was like, oh no, he's alluding to. I first thought he was alluding to Rajni, but turns out he was alluding to Rajni's sobriety or his him being
I
sober.
started making up a story in my own head. Maybe he's like the undercover cop and this guy, what's his name, Rajshekhar, are in it together in the sense that they want to bring this whole operation down, and they are cornered into this one difficult spot where nothing else is possible. So the only way to do it is in the sense that they kill the main guy, in this case the Rajshekhar's character, and then that kind of trickles into this massive uh, undoing of the entire project and stuff like that. Maybe like in the sense that maybe that's the thing, that the guy is probably not actually a villain, but due to circumstances or whatever, they kind of came to an agreement where there was no other way out. It was like for the betterment of all the other coolies and stuff like that. Maybe that's
So yeah, I mean,
kind of,
it was like a noble sacrifice to kind of, I don't mind, because
yeah.
you know, my eldest daughter is really not my daughter, and I don't know about the other two daughters, but
But anyway, she's taking care of the other two daughters, so it's fine. So
it's
I'm
fine.
not really.
Yeah, I'm not really required, but it was, yeah, I think having that powerhouse and like showing the fact that it was, I think, linked to Rajnikant's or
Again,
Deva's.
what exactly was powerhouse? Was it that having power? No. Is it the fact that having powerhouse, meaning alcohol, gave him the ability to fight better? Or is it just the fact that that was the last drink he had and that's when he called quits? Like he promised to never do that again, kind of a thing.
So that must have
Because
been his his alcohol of choice, and then that's what he was like binging on regularly, and that's when he stopped. I think that was the last conversation they had in the car, right? When he says, "I want you to stop drinking." Now, whether that led to him being powerful, no, I don't think so. I think he was anyway. I mean, he's Rajnikant. I don't think he needs alcohol to kind of prove or
I
build
was so
that.
confused. I was like, is he saying start drinking alcohol again so you can unleash the beast inside?
Yeah, I think that's more it. I don't think it's like it generally gives him power, but it's like unleash the
No,
means.
it's alcohol, right? It's not like it's some serum or something that he kind of um, just takes a drink off and suddenly he's like, yeah, he's not Bane or something. But what I
No,
meant is like,
then yes, I think that's what it is. I think that unleashes his wild side.
No inhibitions. Let's go.
Let's go. Like even that part, right? When he's drinking in that club, he notices the guy who is staring at him, and then he goes and starts, and then he kills him then and there. So I think it is. Let's bring out the wild beast in Deva. Let's get him closer to that movie Deva,
yeah.
because even that guy had enough alcohol issues and brought out the wild side of him. So I think that's it. And so, but overall, yeah, I think that was all right. I did love the flashback scenes, but we have to talk about the last cameo. I think two people that we, at least I recognize from the Bollywood industry, who were there, which was interesting to see. And the first step for Amir Khan's character is to shoot the remaining bunch of Simon's henchmen.
Hmm.
That was his henchman, right?
Yeah. So I got confused. I was like, are these supposed to be Simon's men or are these supposed to be the coolies that were with Rajnikant? But then Rajnikant's character. But then later on, I did see them standing behind where Rajnikant was. So I guess it was the Simon's henchman or whatever was left of it. But I didn't understand
Oh,
why
but
did he.
wait. Actually, talking about that, Rajnikant's entire army bloody hell, where did that come from in that mansion house? Like, it's like, okay, he's going to do something. Fine, maybe Upenda? What's his name? Something with K is what his name is, right?
I can't remember.
Kalisha, what? Kalesha.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't want to say something in Kala, but yeah, it is something to do with that. Kalisha, yeah. Kalisha.
Shit.
Kalisha.
Kalisha.
Okay, yeah, so I can understand him because obviously he's been kept very secretive and like, sure, I can understand him being this really cool guy and very,
But I expected
guy,
it.
but
Like,
the
I
others,
expected Mansion to be like his
training ground.
fortress.
Yeah, fortress.
In
Yeah.
the sense that I did expect his people, or like I didn't expect them to have this kind of firepower or anything, but like that. But I always thought they would stand up for his cause or whatever it is, because they were like community of sorts. Or like that was the thought process I had when I saw the whole mansion and how things were working in terms of that first sequence where they all come to ask permission from him to consume alcohol and all of that stuff. So I knew that whole brotherhood or whatever is gonna play a part. I didn't at that point realize that. First of all, I didn't realize he was a coolie himself, of course, and the fact that there would be more coolies.
So,
but I did
that one
thing. One last thing that I wanted to mention is I actually, because I had seen Amir Khan like in one of the posters, I expected him to be there. So when they show that initial room, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, maybe that's where Amir Khan is, and maybe that's his role in this movie, because I didn't really know what his role in the movie was and for how much like time he was there as well. So when they said like go very slowly from here and stuff, I thought it was going to be Amir's character there.
Yeah, okay, fair. I didn't think of him for that. I think I knew obviously from the title cards that came that he was there. And I think it was when the entire mob council met and Nagarjuna wasn't even paying attention to that African dude.
You will receive him, right?
Yeah. And I think I was like, okay, that's going to be him because
once that whole thing of like once Upendra was how do you say revealed, then I knew, okay, so then definitely it's the other guy who's to come, kind of a thing. Because I didn't know Amir is supposed to play a villainous character in this. I just knew that he's there in the movie. Like I think I seen him one of the title cards or whatever that was.
Yeah, even I didn't know who he was playing until they mentioned him, and because it was like you will go and receive him. I was like, okay, fine. They're making a big thing about Amir Khan being there, so that's fair. And I know they wouldn't do that for a Kannada actor. I love the title cards also. It's like superstar Rajnikant, the King Nagarjuna, whatever, and then it was like Nagarjuna Akkineni or whatever, right? I think his full name is. Oh no, Chiranjeevi. No, Chiranjeevi. No, what is his full name? Nagarjuna Akkineni. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Chiranjeevi is the other guy. So Nagarjuna Akkineni and
Chiranjeevi in there. How come I didn't recognize? That's one of the few ones that I know, other than the ones.
Correct. And then I saw for Upendra also it was something, and then it was just Amir Khan. I was like, okay. But talking about his, also in that entire thing, he brings one massive chest down, opens it up, and they all have the same weapons. I'm like, dude, man, how boring are you guys? Like everyone's got the hook, and you're fighting with that. So it was what it was. Yeah. But I like also the fact is at the end after they kill Simon, they're walking from the boat. And the boat explodes, and only Shruti Hassan's character is like scared. The other two are like walking.
Yeah, she almost ran into Rajnikant's character. I was like, oh, relax.
Yeah. What would your father say? But yeah, it was. that was there. But then Amir Khan's thing was quite nice to see that. I didn't know how it was connected and how, the fact that he was there those many years ago on the dock, and it was against his company
I
that.
like that. Yeah, it was fun to watch that sequence with the whole vibe. Actually, got the vibe of 80s Bollywood in that sequence of them being on, and like immediately it was like that revenge story of sorts, in the sense that okay, I'm gonna get revenge on this guy.
You know which movie it reminded me of? That
Soldier.
also had a port scene among many other scenes.
Oh,
is that
your infamous review.
Coolie? This one, what's his name?
Coolie, that's what you're watching.
No. The one with this one, no, what's his name? My God, I've forgotten his name also. That movie.
How did you forget the movie? We reviewed it,
Gunda.
and it was Gunda. So it's like revenge story against the working class people, and here's a coolie or a working class man who's taking revenge.
Actually, it reminded me more of there was an Amitabh Bachchan movie that I can't quite remember, but I know I've watched when my dad was watching at some point. It's the same thing, like at the docks carrying stuff and shit like that. So I was like, oh, okay, this scene kind of reminds me of that set.
But as is the case with any sort of Bollywood cameo that happens, of course there has to be a conversation where somebody speaks in Hindi, somebody replies in Tamil. I like the fact that Amir did actually have a few lines in Tamil, which was quite interesting to see.
Oh, I love. My favorite scene of Amir Khan's in this was that BD Wala sequence.
and the fact that they throw Dayal into this abyss and bury him alive once and for all.
I like that. Yeah, that was pretty cool too. Like in the sense that that's how he pulled him out, like gave him a life, and now that's how he takes it away as well. Kind of a thing.
Very fitting end. Very, very fitting end to a very, I think, notable villain. I think I really liked his villain arc. I was wondering.
Character was nice.
Yeah. I'll be quite surprised, but also looking forward to if he digs out of that grave as well for the second time.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
With both hands.
That'd be hilarious, and I can see that happening as well.
You never know. Maybe the person who dug the hole dug like a sewage thing, and the next part is that's how he escaped, and now he's back for his revenge for killing his wife or whatever that is.
Yeah,
but
definitely a favorite character of mine. But yeah, I also like the part where Rajni goes up to. I have to be careful as to who this, because there are different. This is Mahesh Manjrekar, right? Yeah, Mahesh Manjrekar, and scares the life out of him. The poor guy's on a ventilator, with an oxygen mask.
Sanjay Manjrekar is the cricketer. Okay. Just I keep getting confused.
I don't get confused between Sanjay and Mahesh Manjrekar. I get confused between there's somebody with Bajpayee also, I think, right? That's not that's Manoj Bajpayee, right?
You get confused between
Mahesh, Manoj, Manjrekar, whatever, that entire MM. Sanjay Manjrekar, I know. I mean, there's enough of. I've spent enough listening to the guy to know that.
I know both this thing. It's just that the names are where it gets who's Sanjay and who's Mahesh kind of a thing. But no, I know the guy from Ante, so it is Mahesh Manjrekar. Plus, you see a lot of him on Instagram for all of that memes that keep with some like, that music plays kind of a thing, and it's like cocaine or some shit like that. It's just from this movie called Wanted, Salman Khan movie.
Okay.
And he's a cop. He's a shitty cop in that.
Yeah. No, but it was nice to see. I mean, he obviously gets very frightened. He's like, no, I'll take care. Don't worry, all done. So it was a pretty fun. It was an entertaining movie overall. I think I went into it feeling a little apprehensive as to how bad or how over the top it was going to be. But honestly, the last two movies that I've watched of Rajnikant, I've been not impressed, but I've felt
Pleasantly
very
surprised.
pleasantly surprised and
Actually,
equally
so
alright with it.
I haven't watched Jailer, but I heard a lot about Jailer,
Yeah,
right?
that's a good fun movie.
And
Yeah.
I didn't, and I haven't watched that. This one, from what, like, I didn't hear much. I was quite surprised that this movie came out this year because I personally hadn't heard about it. And I tend to see, like when you have friends, right, like from South especially, every time a major movie comes out, you kind of tend to see stories come and stuff. And I can't recall a single person that posted anything about this in my friends group or my acquaintances. So
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that there was a Rajni movie that came out and had Amir Khan, and I didn't know about it at all, kind of a thing. So quite surprising from that.
Yeah, I think I had heard of it because apparently, if I'm not mistaken, now there are tons of Tamil movies that come, and I don't know whether it's this one or if there was a Vijay one for some reason. Maybe that's come out, but essentially, there was this whole thing in which is the one Grand Hyatt, the walks at Grand Hyatt. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
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 So there was this thing where on the first day there was like everyone wore like veshti and like kurta and started like dancing and doing stuff like that. Yeah. It was a big thing that happened, and I don't know whether it was with this, but apparently. So the thing was, I think I'm not very
I don't think that
uncertain
was.
of
I think there was another movie that came out, right? So this feels like-
possibly because I mean the thing with Coolie, or this was meant to be his uh one of his like not iconic but the milestone movies of his. I think this is the 171st film that he's done, which is insane, but this was meant to be one of the bigger ones, I think, but I think that eventually went to something else. I'm very very like lost in terms of how many movies and which one was garnered enough. But obviously, Rajnikant is a big enough start. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was what it was about for.
Yeah. So this movie could have easily been on the higher end for me. The only thing is the promise of the first half is so good that it does not. The second half for me does not
Doesn't
live up
quite
to it.
deliver.
Yeah, and for that very reason, the rating falls. But like being very honest, I had a entertaining time with the movie. At no point did I feel like, and I don't want to watch this movie, kind of a thing. So
Yeah, which yeah, which is saying something
Yeah.
given the kind of movies we have been watching. So this is pleasantly nice. And my God, I think the biggest plot twist is Aaron giving the movie a higher rating than the two of us. So
yeah.
all in all,
I
a
think
great time. Yeah.
The start is what convinced me. The rest of it was like,
Yeah, and
But I
even
think the one thing that I actually liked was I think the side characters actually did a really good job. I think I probably preferred them more than the so-called
main character.
star cast in the movie. So yeah, I think maybe we could have done with a fewer main or one of these prominent characters or actors.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
But
pretty good.
honestly, that's going to happen. I think in his previous movie, he had Amitabh Bachchan as well. So
Which is okay. What I'm just saying is like I kind of felt like the side characters kind of got their own this thing, and it wasn't like they were overshadowed by these guys. So you could appreciate their performances as well.
but I
Yeah,
like the
and
fact. Go ahead.
for the time that the kid, Simon's kid, what was his name? I don't recall. Whatever he was that, like his role
Arjun,
also,
I think.
Arjun, I think Arjun. Yeah.
this innocent guy amongst the whole crazy, chaotic world that is was quite believable, and even his performance when like he wants to let her go, kind of a thing, because that's the kind of human he is, and like, all of that really, I think he did a good job for the time he had on screen.
Yeah, he was definitely like the innocent, the purest of the lot.
Yeah.
purer
Yeah.
than even Shruti Hassan's character, which is saying a lot, because she helped build that entire electrocution chair, so she is partly
I don't think
responsible.
Shruti Hassan's character was at any point like, I mean, her reasoning and all, like, even for the part like you don't know my life and all of that stuff, and again, like, I'm being too judgmental on this front, but I think in the way that she portrays herself across to Rajnikant's character in this, it is, yeah, like, even I would easily be like, is this all about money for you, kind of a thing. I think we came into this to find out what happened and stuff like that, and now it's all about splitting money and stuff like that. It's like that was
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
why kind of a thing, right? Like, and yeah, to that point, it's kind of
Hilariously, that I've forgotten her character's name, but it is Preeti.
creepy.
Yes. So I think, with that being said, I think it's a good time to call it a day. And I'm
Yeah.
also glad. I'm actually glad that you guys thought that. I mean, you liked Shobin's performance, because I'll try and then recommend a few of the Malayalam ones where he's played a really nice role, and I think
Okay, one last thing before we close this off, right?
yes.
What was that Monica thing about?
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
did not
I mean,
get that.
I did mention at during my ratings commentary that I did not understand half the songs, because some of them are very cringy. But yeah, so it's
I enjoyed his Shobin's performance in that song. My God, was it energetic? But I couldn't understand what that whole sequence was about.
so I think it's paying homage to that actress Monica Bellucci, I think.
No,
Yeah.
Really?
yeah,
You went there?
Yeah, because that's what it's in the
that's the
lyrics as
song.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Mhm.
But I didn't understand, like, what is the connection, in the sense that this girl, she's getting married, so they know her because she's like she's been working with them or sorts, or she's they know her from somewhere else, because when he goes up, he's like, oh, Monica. Did you not?
No,
Did you not see that?
I mean, I started hearing the lyrics to the song. I was like,
Or
no,
and you were
man,
like, wow, Monica.
no, but it is I don't understand. It was completely out of the blue for me, and the fact that they were referencing the actress, which made no sense whatsoever
So
for.
my takeaway was she was part of this life, and then at the end, the guy taking her away is a nod to that she's going away from this life now, kind of a thing. The stories I come up with in my head.
Yeah, I mean, you have to make sense out of what it is, right? So, yeah, I don't understand. I honestly have no clue what it was. It just seemed to be like, let's just.
It was just damn funny, dude. It was like they get up to the ship and they see the ceremony happening, and she's gonna get married, and he's about to put a ring on her finger, and then she walks away, and then suddenly starts dancing with these guys, and that whole sequence for the next couple of minutes, and then at the end of the song, he comes to take her away again. So I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
what was
at this point, I'm like, the songs were just like, okay, let's bear through it. I think, what is the other thing? He's
But he couldn't
something his.
forward, because I was too worried I would miss something, especially like in the first song there is, right, on Rajnikant's this
No.
thing. He
I couldn't. So I kind of didn't forward the entire thing, but I'd like just like press the right arrow to kind of just move 10 seconds
went.
ahead, to kind of just to move
Okay.
10 seconds ahead. I know in 10 seconds nothing much is going to happen. So I'm like, let's see what.
Never know. Maybe a powerhouse was being sipped,
Okay,
and the story.
thank God we went that way. Yeah. But I guess makes sense. I don't understand. I didn't get that song, and some of the other songs are also very like.
When I saw the 3 hour mark, I was like, okay, whatever songs are there, I need to skip past it so that I can bring this into a watchable.
But
then,
some of the other ones were part of the entire action sequence, so you couldn't really
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, like, see, I know, fine, like Anirudh, like, fine, big star in the Tamil movie industry. Like, obviously, nephew of Rajnikant. You can call it nepotism if you want to, but great. He's come up with great songs. I loved his Jailer soundtrack and everything, but there is a point where you're trying to bring a Gen Z cool vibe into to kind of represent a very old man. So that felt off in a way.
I don't know
But
about the other song. I know this song was. I didn't know it was from this movie, but I know for sure it was like quite trending of sorts.
it was. It's a massive trend. I think Pooja, whatever, was the actress, right? Dancing. Headgay? Headgay. Yeah. Hegde. Yeah, that's what. They call it a hedge for all. I would have called it hedge. Headgay. Not headgay. Hegde. Yeah, that's what. But whatever. So I know she. Wasn't she the one in Deva?
Yeah.
I think she was the one in. Oh,
Maybe
that's
that's
the connect. That's the connection. Yeah. But honestly, I don't know. I know that it became viral only after reading it on Wikipedia. I didn't even know before that. But it is what it is, man. I read that even the actual Monica Bellucci heard the song and was quite happy about it. So I guess we can't hate on it. All right. So I guess now it's as good a time. The movie may have been 3 hours, but let's hope our podcast isn't. And I guess we call it a day. Please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel and Instagram channel, and maybe Facebook page. Share with friends and family. Let us know what you thought about the movie. Were you thrown away by the plot twist, or thrown out, like I said, or did you like Monica? Let us know down below, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. Until then, see you.